Hello Pisces, and welcome to Sincere Tarot, where you get the raw, honest truth. This is your April 2020 forecast. And if you would like for me to cover some of the global events that are going on around the world, please let me know, write in the comments ideas that you have for content. I have a little bit more time on my hands, so I'm happy to deliver whatever you want. Well, you know what I mean. Okay, so your theme, is that a Freudian slip? Your theme of the month is the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups, she's very intuitive, she's very thoughtful, she's very empathetic, but she's also emotionally intelligent. So she's very caring and loving and kind, but she also has healthy boundaries. She's not going to be kind or be as open to people who she knows will hurt her. For example, she has a very good balance of her head and her heart. She's quite wise and emotionally intelligent with who she offers her love to. She's very good at discerning that information, but also the intuitive nature is not just emotional, it's also very spiritual. She's very similar in a lot of ways to the High Priestess, so she also receives a lot of intuitive information. She's very open to receiving that in dreams, synchronicities, things like that. All right, so that's very interesting. Let's see what else we have in store for you this month. So I've shuffled the cards off camera, but I'm just showing you that I'm cutting the deck, and I've got 3 different decks. I've got, so interesting. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Okay, so, I'm laughing at myself. Okay, so I've got the Tarot of the Cat deck, and my Thoth deck, and my Mystic Mondays deck, representing what's happening on the surface, beneath the surface, and advice cards for each week of the month. Make sure you stick around until the end where you pick your own destiny cards. Okay, so compared to like all of the other signs, you actually seem to have a pretty good reading overall this month. And wow, it's such a tough month for like all of the signs, but you are actually doing pretty darn well. So interesting. Okay, so I feel like things could go well depending on if you take this advice or not. Now I see why you've got the Queen of Cups for your theme. I'm first going to show you the 4 cards for each week of the month of what's happening on the surface, but then I'll show you week by week what's happening on the surface, beneath the surface, and advice cards, okay? So, first, second, third, fourth week, and we've got, during the first week, we have got the Knight of Cups. So I feel like it's an offer of love, it's like an emotional invitation, so like if you are an opportunity for a relationship, but it could also be an opportunity for something that's emotionally fulfilling. It could actually be related to work for some of you, or be, I'll go into more detail on that shortly. But I feel like for a lot of you, it's like an offer of love. During the second week, this person could like make it seem that they're a lot more serious. You could be this person, but I feel like for most of you, you're going to be the one being approached. We've got in between on the third week, the 6 of Wands. So there's a lot going on, busy, busy, busy. And then the 4th week of the month, we've got the Queen of Cups. And remember, we got the Queen of Cups for your theme as well. So it kind of like, we've got all of the royal cup cards, well, except for the Page of Cups. But anyways, we've got the upper royals. Just one thing I want you to kind of see is that we have the King and the Queen of Cups kind of facing away from one another. I feel like you guys might not be completely connecting or like committing to your relationship this month, but maybe you're thinking about it, but maybe like you have too much going on with you right now. Just too many things on one or both of your plates, potentially, but like the opportunity's there. So that's really cool, but I don't necessarily see you two like coupling together this month. But damn, both of you are ready for it. That's cool. Yeah, and it's definitely you, like you're a water sign. Definitely make sure you stick around for those destiny cards because, yeah, I'll be able to go into more detail. Oh, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Okay, so let's see. First week. Wow. Exciting. So first week, we've got the Knight of Cups on the surface. Beneath the surface, we've got Lust, in other decks known as the Strength card. And advice is the Empress. So I feel like you might be asked out, or if you are like single, maybe you have not been like, or sorry, if you've been in a relationship, maybe you haven't been super connected with like the person that you're with, but maybe there's like an offer for them to level up. I feel like you really want to take this offer. And I really feel like a sexual, like almost animalistic like connection, because even, you know, yes, this is called Lust in this deck, but like the Strength card is like very like animalistic, you know, kind of energy, which can be quite sexual, like our animal instinct. One of those instincts is, you know, sexuality. And I feel like you're really gonna want to go with this on like a deep, like intuitive, instinctive level. Like what they're gonna offer you, you're gonna kind of like connect with and want to go with it. And this is cool. Your advice is the Empress. So like, you know, you are allowed to enjoy, you know, your time with this person. And, you know, you worked hard to get to where you are, to be the strong, amazing person that you are. You can enjoy the fruits of the labor. And honestly, like, I feel like this is a pomegranate. I feel like that's also very sexual. Like, oh my gosh, you might be like having some good sex during the first week. Oh, I'm jealous. Okay, anyways, yeah. And I feel like it's okay to embrace it. Like you can be strong, yet vulnerable at the same time, you know? As long as you feel comfortable with it, obviously, and yeah, you feel strong and you've got good boundaries. Like the Empress has really good boundaries. Like no one's gonna walk all over her. Like she gets what she wants. And this might be what you want. So that's interesting, but it doesn't necessarily have to be sex, but there might be like some, you know, vibing like that. Okay, so during the second week, this is interesting. I feel like during the second week on the surface, we've got the King of Cups, and beneath the surface, the Three of Wands, Virtue, and your advice is the Queen of Swords. Okay, so I feel like, you know, it was the Knight of Cups the first week. This person I think might be getting more serious the second week. But they might be not getting as serious as they want. There might be this situation out from like a detached way. Like it's almost like you have to be your own lawyer. Like your head needs to actually come a little bit more into play to kind of think, will this work out? How does this look? Like you need to look at things clearly. You can't just be like, oh, well, we care about each other and we love each other, so it's totally gonna work out. Like, I'm sorry. If that was the case, then everyone would like still be in their first relationship ever. Like, so you kind of need to actually think rationally, clearly, like almost like a lawyer. Be logical. Cut through the bullshit, kind of. Okay, so third week, I feel like, okay, I'll show you first. Third week, on the surface, we've got the Six of Wands. Beneath the surface, we've got the Six of Swords, Science. And your advice is the Seven of Pentacles. So, I think like during the third week, you or the other person or both of you, but I feel like at least you are going to be like busy, busy, busy. You know, you can't just be around in love all the time and whatever it is that you guys do. But I feel like you've got a lot going on, you know, there's a lot of pride and a lot of things that you've worked on, and, you know, you're kind of maybe beginning to think about what you want to do next, but, you know, you have a lot of responsibility. So I think you're mostly focused on that for the third week. Beneath the surface, we've got the Six of Swords sign. So I feel like there's a lot more clarity, a lot more balanced way of looking at the situation, understanding the situation, this person, like what they want, what you want, how things line up. And your advice is the Seven of Pentacles. So this could be to do this could be to do with your relationship or your work or your goals, right? But the Seven of Pentacles is saying, you know, keep investing in, like you might want to be focused on your money, work, land, planting seeds for the future, right? So I would be more focused on work or whatever creative projects you are putting your energy and effort into. But this could possibly be related to the relationship, like plant the seeds of what you want to see in the future. Keep putting that loving energy, and you will reap the benefits of the harvest in the future. All right, fourth week. You're totally coming into your own, and we've got the Queen of Cups again, and remember that was your theme as well. Okay, so on the surface, fourth week, we've got the Queen of Cups. Beneath the surface, we've got the Universe, which is also Judgment in other decks. And your advice card is the Ten of Swords. Okay, remember this is an advice card, so don't be scared. Oh my God, I just got this whole thing about like, you're scared of being hurt again. Maybe that's why you're not like rushing into this relationship. And like, it's good to have like a little bit of fear, but you don't want the fear to hold you back, to make you be like, oh, what's the point of me getting involved in a relationship again? Or more fully committing to the relationship that you're already in, right? If you are afraid of getting hurt, like, and that holds you back, then you're never going to get the relationship that I'm assuming you want. It's like self-sabotage. And it's like, it's not like you started it. Yeah, you were hurt by people before, but like you're allowing those people that have hurt you before that aren't even in your life to still have that effect, right? And you need to eventually just stop being the victim and pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and move on. Like, what do you want? You, like, everyone's been hurt before, but you either like heal from it, you move on, you grow, you learn, and you get a better life, or you can just like wallow in that self-pity and pain. Anyway, so I feel like you might be thinking about, or maybe actually like think about reciprocating that love. But I'm not sure if you're actually like, you might be letting them know, but you might not be like putting much action into it at that point. You might not be like completely connecting with them emotionally, but it's like, oh my God, you want to, you know, there's a huge, you want to, you're ready for it, you're thinking about it. Underneath the surface, like, you know, the universe, judgment, you are hardcore thinking about this, because if you were with this person, like, they could change your life, right? Or the person that you're with, if you truly commit to them, you know, it could change both your life, you know, both your lives, right? But you need to like be super honest, look at this person and the situation and yourself rawly, authentically. Like, you cannot sugarcoat things. You cannot ignore any red flags at this point. If you ignore any red flags and you don't like address things, you're like, oh, I'll deal with it later, deal with it later, deal with it later. Like, it will bite you in the ass, like really, really bad, like 10 times worse further down the line. You need to like, everything needs to come to the surface. You need to look at everything, good and bad, no matter how much it hurts. And you need to like kind of think about, you know, where do I see myself in the future with all the cards need to be on the table, including for yourself. I feel like in this situation, like you really need to like bring shit up, like everything up. I feel like there's potential with this person. They have good potential. You need to get your shit together to actually like, it's more you. You might be actually being like, oh, this person, this person, this person. Take a fucking look in the mirror. You need to sort your shit out. You need to look at things like you do have this potential, but you need to figure your own shit out. And you need to stop being the victim. because it's self-sabotage at this point. Okay. Pick a number 1, 2, or 3, and we'll get a little bit more detail on this. But oh my gosh, like, who's this person? Do you know who I'm talking about? Or are they just going to suddenly pop into your life during the first week? Yeah, honestly, first week, I feel like they come out of nowhere, like out of left field, and it could be someone brand new, but like if it's someone that you know, you're like, whoa, did not expect this offer. Yeah, they'll wait around for a while for you to figure stuff out, and I think you will too. I don't think either of you are going to necessarily like rush into this. But anyways, yeah, so tell me what you think. Tell me, yeah, who's this person? Oh my God. First week seems so exciting. Sorry, I'm such a weirdo sometimes. Ooh, this card flew out. Cool. I'll show you that in a second. All right, so. The card that flew out, you have to wait till the end. I'll show you now, whatever. No, sorry, I'm so indecisive. I'm a Libra. Okay, if you picked 1, on the surface we've got the 9 of Swords. Underneath the surface, 9 of Discs, gain. And advice is judgment. Yeah, so look, we had, these are the same, right? So you had this judgment or the universe under the surface for the 4th week as well. All right, so I feel like if you picked 1 with the 9 of Swords energy, I feel like you are just so like disappointed from the past that you're like, what's the point? What's the point of fighting for this anymore? Everything I've sacrificed, like you feel like it might not have even been worth it. Maybe you've lost relationships before. It could have been from like an attitude or like petty, stupid arguments. And you're just like, why was I like that? But you know, we all learn, like we all do what we think is the best ultimately. Anyway, so I feel like maybe you've even like given up on relationships, given up on love, given up on this opportunity that might be emotionally fulfilling. But I feel like for most of you, it is going to be a relationship. But you know what? You don't even realize you're just so like down in the dumps and like stuck in your head in the negative thoughts because it's like, oh, this happened, this happened, this happened, so it's going to happen again. Not necessarily. Under the surface, we've got the 9 of Discs, gain. I feel like this is an opportunity for you to actually have a lot of security. Like this could actually be more, if you picked 1, this might be more like monetary, like work, physical kind of land investment. Rather than like love aspected potentially. But if it is love aspected, it's like you might be gaining the security that you want, the home that you want, like with this person, right? It could be that, right? But you know, your advice again is judgment. You need to look at the good and the bad authentically. Everything, look at everything. Don't leave anything under the rug. And that's the only way that you can direct yourself to a proper future. You know, you need to understand the past and the present to direct yourself to the future. But if you're not even clearly looking at your present situation or looking at your past, you're not going to be in the right direction. So like you need to look at everything, no matter what. All right, if you pick 2. Okay, if you pick 2. On the surface, we've got the 7 of Pentacles, and you also got that for your advice card for the 3rd week. And under the surface, we've got the 10 of Wands, oppression, and your advice card is the 8 of Cups. So I feel like, okay, so you're going to be like working hard, maybe on this relationship, maybe on work, maybe on some sort of creative project, but it's something that you've been like investing in to see long-term prosperity or success. You're like more than halfway there. You're like 70% there, kind of. But I feel like maybe internally you feel like you're blocked. Maybe you've just got too many responsibilities. I feel like this would be mainly coming up during the 3rd week. You need to actually ask people for help because it's too much. Like you can't do all of this by yourself. Either you need to ask people for help or you need to actually prioritize. You need to prioritize like seriously because you can't do it all. And your advice is, you know, you need to actually think about like, you know, is the direction that you're going in going to be emotionally fulfilling? Because, you know, you can have monetary success, you can have physical success, you can have all of those things. But if the direction of your life isn't emotionally fulfilling, then eventually you're going to give up. So you really need to think about that seriously. If you pick 3, let's see what we've got. Interesting. Cool. All right, so if you picked 3, on the surface we've got the Knight of Wands. Beneath the surface we've got the Knight of Cups. And your advice card is the 5 of Wands. Okay, so I feel like if you picked 3, there's some sort of a message that you're getting from this Knight of Cups who's coming into your life or making themselves more like better known during the first week. I feel like just be wary because like this person who's coming into your life, I feel like they might not necessarily be thinking like logically about the situation, about compatibility and things like that. Maybe that's why you're getting the Queen of Swords as advice for the second week, to look at things clearly and rationally, because I feel like they're coming in, you make them feel alive and excited, or there's a message about them, or they're bringing a message. But like when the Knight of Cups isn't as well aspected, like they tend to be a little kind of like self-centered, like the only thing about their emotions, not how about their words, actions can like affect other people around them. So they don't really like, sometimes they can lack a little bit of empathy because they're so in their own emotions, right? And your advice is the 5 of Wands. So you need to actually think about like, if you allow this person into your life, will it create or go to the next level with them, or take this opportunity or offer or whatever? It might actually create a bit of conflict in your life with other people, with work, with housemates. So you really need to actually like think carefully about the conflict that could come from this. You can't just, well, you can if you want, but I strongly suggest you don't just be like, oh, I'm gonna do this because it feels good, because that's thinking about the short term, which can kind of mess up long-term situations. I really feel like, you know, think about this person in the first week when they're coming into your life. It may cause a lot more drama than is worth it, but you need to decide that. This is the card that fell out. We have the Strength card. The Strength card is quite vulnerable and also lines up with the Lust card. It's the same thing, which was under the surface for the first week. So, you know, as long as you're moving forward and you feel strong, right? You need to feel strong and proud. You can be vulnerable and strong, but just keep moving forward. Follow your instincts. Instincts in the form of strength, not weakness. All right, if you'd like a private reading, send me an email or check out my website. That's all in the information below. I do monthly, mid-monthly videos, so make sure you check them out. You can also follow me on social media. That's also in the link below. Oh, Ruby says hi. Ruby, say hi. Hello. I love her. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, comment below. I love reading your comments, most of them. And this one just fell out. 9 of Wands. Get ready for one final big battle. Like, you might think that some bullshit and drama that you've had to deal with before is like over, but the 9 of Wands is saying once more. So get everything prepared so that you are not taken for surprise. And you know what, just for fun, I'm gonna pull one more card for you. Love this one. 9 of Cups, make a wish. Whatever your heart's desire is, figure out what it is and send out that energy to the universe. How are you supposed to get what you want if you don't know what you want? Ask and ye shall receive, but you need to ask first. All right? Have a great rep.